Southampton won, Chelsea won. Hudson-Odoi dragged off after just 30 minutes. He's dominating the Twitter trends and social media trends right now. Some 50-50 remarks as well in relation to Thomas Tuchel's style. Some Chelsea fans happy with the foundation that he's built. Others are calling it boring. Mason Mount showed up in the end today to save Chelsea's blushes after going a goal behind, courtesy to a Minamino goal. We're here. This is the Terrace. It's the live phone-in show. Let's go, people. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Chelsea won, Southampton won. The first probably disappointing performance and result, really, in the Tuchel era. We know they drew the first game, of course, to Wolverhampton Wanderers, but they've beat everybody else since that point in time. A lot of passing, a lot of movement, a lot of great approach play today by Chelsea, but they could never really turn it on in the final third. I'm hearing such a mixture of opinion across social media. Some fans saying that the base and the foundation is there. We barely lose possession, which means we're very unlikely to concede. We're moving the ball well. The approach play is there. The shape and the systems and the patterns exist. It's now just about adding the fluidity needed in the attacking elements and not being so rigid, and it's going to come alive. There are other Chelsea fans out there across social saying that it's boring, they're not enjoying it, that it's too prescribed and everything else. So we really want your views and opinions on that today. Secondly, Callum Hudson-Odoi comes on at half-time for the injured Tammy Abraham. Doing well, seemingly having a good performance. He's there or thereabouts. He's involved and seemingly dragged off after 30 minutes of play instead of, say, Timo Werner, who for me was having absolutely no impact and had been on the field of play longer. Is this a damaging and bad move and mistake by Tuchel? Or is this, again, the 50-50 split? Is it ruthlessness? Is it how a manager should behave? Is there something about what Hudson-Odoi was doing that gives us the suggestion that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't adhering to the instructions of the manager or doing what the team needed? What's your opinion on this? And the final point we're going through today: is Mason Mount Chelsea's best player? Another stellar performance from him. By the way, if Hudson-Odoi and Timo Werner and Ziyech when he came on and Tammy in the first half had put in a performance to the same level as Mason Mount, with his speed, his movement, his risk-taking, and his appetite to try and change the game, maybe, just maybe, Chelsea would have had 3 points today. We want to delve into that. We're going to go through it with you. We're going to be taking your calls. We're going to share the link a little bit later. Make sure you sign up to our Discord server right now. The link for that is available in our description below. Make sure you're smashing that like button as well, please. It's very, very important to the Football Terrace that you get that done. We're going to get the panel on very, very soon as well. But I want to do some of your live comments here. Ha, ha, ha. David's going to say no to that. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But I want to understand his rationale and reasoning for that. We have got Jem backstage, David, Neeks, KJ, Ches. Anita is on the way as well. I'm sure she's sorting her weave out to get herself on. She'll be here very, very soon. A Tuchel out comment here. Come on, Abdullah. You cannot be serious about Tuchel out. That's got to be a troll. That has got to be a troll. I've seen lots of Tuchel out on here. Hudson-Odoi with the clown emojis. I mean, that's harsh. I didn't really think he was bad, to be fair. But if people feel different, you can call the show. And, of course, you can have your say. But we want your opinions. Tuchel reminds me of Unai Emery, is what Ash believes here. Bison says, Terry Hudson-Odoi should have started, but Tuchel was right to take him off. He offered nothing when Chelsea went to a back four. That is what Bison thinks. Did he really offer nothing? Was he doing nothing in the game? There we go. That's Abs here. Terry, when you and KJ said that you guys want Tuchel over Ollie, did you mean that you want LVG football back? No, because this isn't LVG football. They've won the vast majority of the games they've played in under Thomas Tuchel. Yes, there needs to be more sort of bang for their buck. They need to be creating more clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. But the man's not had a pre-season. He's not signed a player in his own right yet. He's inherited a squad that was in the mud, in the dumps, not motivated under Frank Lampard, the bangers and mash Boas. I'm plagiarizing KJ there. And he's coming to a team where this was the first week, by the way, that he had, where he actually had a few training sessions to work on formation, to work on systems. And Southampton were doing everything they could not to lose. They're on the worst run in their club's history in the top flight in terms of games lost on the bounce. There was always going to be a game where it gave. We're going to get the panel on very soon. Get your super chat question in. Blah, 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 blah. Get your super chat questions in as well. As a Liverpool fan, I'm not going to hold my judgment on Tuchel until I see a bigger sample size. Their cute runs of the game could just be a honeymoon period. I mean, you saying just a honeymoon suggests that you think that he might not be as good as people are saying he is. We're going to get the panel on now. Then we're going to move on to your calls. As I've said already, keep hitting that like button. Let's get this past 1,000 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Yes. Welcome. We've still got Ches and Prime that are coming on a little bit later. Chelsea won. Southampton won. Hudson-Odoi pulled off. Mason Mount, your best player. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start in relation to the conversation about this game?
Yeah, let's talk about Cho.
Yeah, let's.
Talk about Cho.
Let me ask you. So I'll ask you this question. You want to talk about it? Do you think it's right that Thomas Tuchel dragged him off the pitch in the way in which he did?
No, it made no sense. Completely no sense. You had Timo Werner out there who played for longer, so obviously he's going to be more tired than Cho anyway. And then also, he didn't do much in the game as well. So I'm like, yo, take the guy off who's been playing for longer. Bring on Ziyech on the left. He's left-footed anyway. You bring it on. You can use him to put some crosses in and go forward. Why take off Cho for? He just came on the pitch. He didn't do nothing wrong.
I disagree, KJ.
He didn't do nothing wrong. What did he do wrong?
No, I disagree with two things. One, the shirt that you're wearing.
I can't be on here. I can't be on here now, can I? Oh, sorry.
But no. But I disagree in the sense that I think the way that Terry words it anyway dragged him off in the way that he did. He got subbed off. I get it, whatever, but he got subbed off. Tuchel is paid to win matches for Chelsea. He's been playing Callum Hudson-Odoi pretty much every game from the moment he came in as the right wing back. So in a position that is not even natural to him, but he's trusted him in that position. So it's clearly there's no agenda. I'm not even saying you're suggesting this, but there's clearly no agenda that he has against Callum Hudson-Odoi in the way that some would say Lampard did, some suggested that Sarri did. He didn't start him today, brought him on. But Chelsea weren't creating a hell of a lot of chances when they brought him on. He is paid to win matches, so any decision he makes to take off Callum Hudson-Odoi is there for the best interest of Chelsea and, of course, himself, because that's what he's trying to do his job. If he can take off Werner, cool. He can take off Alonso. He can take off Kante, whatever. But he decided to take off Hudson-Odoi because he wanted to bring on Ziyech. He wanted something different that obviously Hudson-Odoi wasn't offering. Why can't it just be simply Hudson-Odoi was not doing what he wanted him to do, and he wanted to bring in someone who would. I don't think it has to be a big position.
I disagree.
Go on, Joe.
No, I disagree. The only reason I disagree is that we shouldn't have brought him on in the first place. There's no point. You shouldn't have brought him on to come on for 20 minutes to then drag him off. The person that should have come off, in my eyes, if Ziyech was coming on, was Reece James. He was shocking. We didn't need him on the pitch. He wasn't giving us anything. So for me, Ziyech should have came on for Reece James. Cho should have been pushed onto the wing. Ziyech should have been played behind Werner, and that's how we should have lined up. He shouldn't have played him.
You said
people are always going to ask questions, Neeks, of it.
Again, I understand that, Jem. I understand that, but you said he shouldn't have come on in the first place. Maybe Tuchel realized, damn, I made a mistake. It's like Moyes against us in the FA Cup. He brought on the young guy, and the guy didn't really do anything, didn't really have a time, didn't do anything wrong, but didn't do anything right. He brought him off because his job is to win the match. Maybe the bad decision was to bring him on in the first place, but should he just accept that he's made a mistake to cover? I don't know, to spare people's feelings, or should he make a decision?
I'm with Neeks on this. I'm with Neeks on this because, like, I don't have a problem with it for now because you, as a manager, you have a limited amount of times you can do this. These decisions where it seems a bit off, you have a limited amount of times before you do them so many times, then it doesn't work and players start not trusting you. I feel like he's got enough in the bank for now to make these decisions, and he can go to Hudson-Odoi later and be like, that's my fault for A, B, and C. I shouldn't have brought you on, whether he thought he should have brought him on in the first place, regardless.
Yeah, but my thing is, though, it's like...
Go on, KJ. No, I was just going to say, just really quickly, that wasn't the only poor decision that Tuchel made today. I will question him today in terms of his substitutions, because for me, Olivier Giroud should have came on the pitch. Don't know why he was still on the bench. It was clear and obvious that we need a target man. Tammy Abraham was poor. Let's be serious. He needs to come off. But when he took him off, he should have... All right, Cho was cool to come on for 60 minutes, but then you should have introduced a target man. Do you know what I mean? And he didn't do that. And that's where my issue is with Tuchel today, is that he made the wrong substitutions for me throughout the game.
I hear a lot of I understand that. Is it not damaging? Could it not be damaging to Callum Hudson-Odoi that for me has already been mistreated by two managers prior to Tuchel coming in? Is it not or concern that this could damage his confidence further? Because it's always embarrassing. And every pro you ever hear speak to be subbed on and then subbed off, especially in the same half, is there not a worry that this could damage his progression further?
It's not like he did, again, it's not like he did anything wrong. Yes, I hear Neeks and David saying, oh, he may have made a mistake in the first place, so he's going to try and rectify that by taking him off. But I'm like, no, if you're going to rectify it by changing it differently. Put him on the left then. Take off Werner, who did not produce anything today. Anything. At least with a new player who's got fresher legs, he might be able to do something different. Werner showed you today that he ain't going to be doing what Tuchel wanted him to do anyway. So what's the point of bringing stake? What is the point of keeping him on the pitch?
I disagree with that as well.
I think Tuchel's put enough faith in Hudson-Odoi so far since he's come in that I don't think this one incident in isolation should ruin. I understand the history of Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea, but under Tuchel, he's already showed him faith in the time that I think this should be looked at as a one-off incident. If it happens time and time again, of course, but I don't think it should be overreaction based on one game.
Yeah, it all depends on his management.
Of course. What's your thoughts on it, Nitz?
You're muted.
Thanks.
You're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you can.
Yeah, I was saying, I just want to know what he has to say about it, because I can't really comment until I find out a reasoning. But the only thing that I thought we would all agree on is that this could hurt his confidence. Like, they could definitely, it will hurt anyone's confidence. Any player who gets taken off after 20 minutes of being on, whether you started, whether you got subbed on, it's going to hurt your confidence. Because then you're going to look at what you're doing and you're going to think, what did I do wrong? You're going to be thinking, what did I do? Because when he came on, don't get me wrong, I think he was still trying to ease into the game, but at the same time, it's a tactical change that Tuchel made, and he should have stuck by it. It's going to damage someone's confidence. Apparently, there's rumors that he was injured, which I don't believe, because when he was walking off, he looked very pissed off. He looked absolutely pissed off. He was holding his tongue. I could see it in his mouth, because that's what I do when I used to get pissed off at teachers. I used to do this. I used to hold my tongue like that. I used to do that bad. So when we talk, and the thing is, right, Tuchel, he has been brought in to win games, yeah, fair enough, but he's also been brought in to take care of these players. Callum has been through so much at the club, and do you know what? Maybe it wasn't because of Tuchel, but he still needs to manage that. He's been through so much of this club, so you got to manage that. You got to manage the egos, you got to manage the personalities, and you've got to manage the decisions that you've made as a manager. I'm with Jem where he said that, Tuchel could have taken off someone else and made another kind of tactical change. He could have done that. Reece James was playing absolute rubbish. He could have taken Reece James off, moved Callum right wing back, and Ziyech playing where Callum was playing. He could have done that. There's several things that could have been done. And I'm all for, we're meant to win. If we had won, it would be a different conversation. Nothing changed when Ziyech came on.
But he could have taken off Reece James and brought on and put Callum Hudson-Odoi there. And let's say, for example, you conceded down that side. Then there'll be other questions. I'm not saying, listen, you have to question the manager regardless. Whether you win, lose, or draw, there's always things that he ever does right or wrong. But there's no guarantee that if one thing happens.
Were they pressuring our right-hand side?
They weren't
No.
pressuring you at all.
They weren't
Yeah.
pressuring.
No, they wasn't.
So that is kind of invalid for me. They weren't pressuring because what Callum lacks at the back, he makes up for it in front. You lose the ball to Callum, you have to be alert. Do you understand? You have to be alert. So what Callum lacks at the back, he makes up for it in the front.
However,
And bearing in mind, we've got an experienced back three at the back to cover Callum, like they've been doing not all season since Tuchel came. So there's other ways things could have been done.
It would have made
You're Neeks. To counter your point, to go off your point as well. Say if he did play him back and they did concede on Callum's side, the argument wouldn't be you shouldn't have taken Callum off.
The argument would be you shouldn't have brought him on.
No, yeah, but that's different though. There's a difference between you should have brought him on or taking him off.
Of course, it's a different situation. I'm just saying these are decisions that managers have to make, and what I feel is that I think players.
Your screen's cloudy because that's your vision about this game. That's a representation of your vision.
But listen, I'm gonna say is I think players are mollycoddled by fans in this day and age. I think players get a pass a lot of the times, and everything gets lobbed onto a manager. Everything, and I'm like, a manager has to make a decision. Did Callum Hudson-Odoi do enough to stay on this pitch? That's my argument, and I'm not saying
yes, he did.
He did more.
No, not even that. You're all questioning his management of Callum. But how are you going to be able to question that when it's literally happened 10 minutes ago? You can't question his management of him yet. You have to see what he does in the future to then talk about.
Can I just say something?
He brought Callum in from the cold. He brought in Alonso from the cold. He brought in Rudiger from the cold. I think where it is, there's a lot of players who are favourites for different parts of different fan bases. If he had done this to let's say it was an Alonso before this little run, I don't think there would be the outrage because Alonso's not favoured. If it was done to, I don't know who's the other unfavoured players, even a Mason Mount.
If he didn't, if you do it to Mason, you're
maybe
dead.
now.
You can't talk about Mason Mount favoured at the end of the day.
Jorginho, happens to. I don't think there's going to be the same.
I hear what everyone's saying. The audience is going to come on very soon, have their calls, come on to say what they want to say. I think some good points being made there about this situation. Everybody tuning in, 3,000 of you live right now. Smash the like button for us. It's really important. Share this on your social media streams and subscribe to the Football Terrace. You have some super chats to do that I don't want to miss. Paul Ross here says Tammy needs to be sold. Rudiger sold. Rudiger especially extremely negative. Rudy's crap passes to the man next to him, and Tammy is weak as P. Championship player says a lot, scoring 20 goals in the championship. We have some other super chats. Might miss some because I know when I scroll down, StreamYard's going to throw them all away because StreamYard's nasty like that. Aaron here says that new manager bounce everyone gets is wearing off. Hooking Choi like that could be the start of the madness. I mean, that's an extreme view there. But that's a Liverpool fan saying it could be a really bad bounce from that. Some other super chats. Paul again says the whole squad is crap. Let's be real. Let's see how many of you can name them.
What? How many good players they've got?
I mean, we can do that. I'm going to do these other super chats first. We have one here from Christopher, that says, I will hold my judgment for the Champions League game. If he starts, I have no issue. So if Hudson-Odoi starts, he has no issue. Took off Odoi for Ziyech, who offered nothing, is what Gotti says here. Klopp Talk says Ziyech is Stuart Downing with a fade.
That's right.
Jamie here says, if Tuchel is a good manager, he will talk to him and show him what he has done wrong. I think it will only be evident if he lacks confidence sort of moving into the next match. And I understand that. And I think that's kind of fair in terms of overall judging of Tuchel for this decision. We'll speak about the game. Yes, Nitz.
Sorry, the reason why I went off because I was listening to what he had to say on BT Sports. He literally said he wasn't impressed with the way Callum Hudson-Odoi was counter-pressing. He wasn't impressed with it. He wasn't impressed with the attitude. He wasn't impressed with apparently he was really sloppy on the ball, stuff like that. So now we have the answer. And is that good enough? And then he said, he ended it off by saying, obviously he knows that the player's not going to be happy, but tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow we forget about it, and he has a good chance of starting against Atletico.
So what's interesting about that for me is it's a tough one, isn't it? Because where I feel sorry for Hudson-Odoi here is there are people that have had that thought process about him for a long time. Why Sarri wasn't playing him, why Lampard wasn't playing him, and even why he maybe got dragged off today or subbed off today. Sorry, Nick, I'm sensationalizing it. I apologize. In terms of people talk about work rate or following instructions. And interestingly, as fans, I know that we love football, but we don't know what players are told before they go onto the football pitch. So it is sometimes difficult to know whether they're doing things. But listen, viewers, do you agree with what Tuchel has said? We're going to open up the StreamYard link very soon for you to come on and have your say. Make sure you're hitting like and share buttons. Next talking point I really wanted to bring up that I thought was important today is Mason Mount. And I say this because for me, the more I've watched Chelsea in the last year or two, more Chelsea games in the last 2 years, probably than the last 10 years combined. And every day I see Mason Mount, I just see a player improving. And I see the best player at Chelsea, especially this season. Every single manager. I didn't even know there was a super chat saying the same thing. Monster Ahmed, you're a legend. Thank you. I want to go to Neats first on this because I saw your tweet during the game that, you absolutely love him. Is Mason Mount becoming, I know he's already a fan favorite, but is he becoming integral to his Tuchel system in the same way that he was to Frank Lampard?
Oh God. Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, right, the difference between Tuchel and Lampard is that I'm confident that Tuchel's not going to overplay him. He's not going to play him every single match. Tuchel's going to know when to rest him. I don't think, well, for me and most Chelsea fans, apart from David, for most of us, I think the problem was that he was playing week in, week out, and he just looked tired sometimes. And then when he wasn't performing, it would show drastically, and it was just something that we didn't want to take that away from Mason Mount. That was the angle we were coming from before, but I don't think that Mason Mount is the most technically gifted player or the most aesthetically pleasing player, but he's very important to us because he plays for the badge. Not many players in the Premier League at the moment play for their badge. You know what I mean? Especially in Chelsea as well. We don't have many players that play for the badge. And if you play for the badge, you give that extra bit of quality. You give that extra bit of pressure, that extra bit of intensity. And that's what we need from Mason Mount. And that's why he's able to come into Tuchel's system and he's able to do so well. But it's going to be interesting when Havertz is fully fit and how he's going to try and incorporate Havertz and Mason Mount. I think we'll probably see less of Mason Mount for a bit, but then we're going to be missing that intensity and that pressure. So it's going to be interesting to see how he manages it. But it was never going to be difficult for him to get into Tuchel's system, in my opinion. But yeah,
you're not going to see the less amount.
The striker. Do you think that both Havertz and Mount can play in that that kind of position behind the striker, or it has to be a Werner in one of those positions?
The problem with all of that is, options. If you continue playing three at the back, so many of our attacking options are going to miss out. Giroud misses out, Tammy misses out, Callum misses out, Pulisic misses out, Ziyech misses out. 5 attackers miss out. They cannot play together. Havertz and Mount cannot play together unless Havertz is playing a false 9. They cannot play together. So it's going to be interesting to see who he chooses and when he chooses.
I don't think you're seeing less of Mount. I really don't. I feel like he's one of the first names on the team sheet every week now. And I have been a person who's been saying, no, Mason Mount's average. He's getting overblown because he Lampard loves him and the media love Lampard, so they're gonna love Mount. I was wrong. This kid over the last few games, I can't deny his quality. I should have known better. Man had him on FIFA 19, South Korea, win the Premier League and that. You know what I'm saying? FM19 career mode with Salford. I should have known about Mason Mount. And he's been excellent. Today, he was absolutely scintillating. And he's right now your best player. So I personally don't see Mason Mount going anywhere from the starting lineup. If anything, it'll be a Werner or a Tammy that wants him out.
Hey, David, I want to come to you on Mount because, again, I'm an outsider. And I just saw without him today, you wouldn't have won the penalty. You wouldn't have scored the penalty.
Yeah.
And you may not have got back into the game. He's been integral in every Tuchel team. And he got labelled Southgate's pet, the teacher pet of Southgate, the teacher's pet of Lampard. Now Tuchel liked him. Are you just prepared to admit you were wrong?
No, because I'm not wrong. I'm not. Like again. My thing has always been about him, right? Again, I know he scored his penalty today. That's good for him. Like he's got that
And
as
he got the
well.
penalty.
But he's not the dead.
He won the penalty.
Well, Danny
He won
Ings
the
gave
penalty.
He won the penalty.
Danny
won the
Ings
penalty.
gave him the penalty.
He won the
What are
pen.
you talking about?
Hey, let me finish. Danny Ings gave him the pen anyway.
Right,
Let's not lie. Let's not lie. He didn't do anything special. But like my thing with him is that he did all these fancy things. It's a typical Mason Mount game. He does all the fancy passes, all these little tricks and that. But there's just no product at the end of it.
David, man putting across, and Ziyech didn't want it. He put in a beautiful cross, and Ziyech didn't want it.
But why is he putting in a cross? We all know that Ziyech's not winning a header. That's not what Ziyech's gonna do.
How are you blaming Mason Mount for someone else's mistake?
I'm not blaming. Hey,
yes, you are. You're saying why would you cross it?
Have I finished? I'm not finished. I think today he was the best player on the pitch. I think today he was the best player on the pitch. I will be honest about that. But not this season. I thought I'll give it to Thiago Silva. However, I just don't see this, this this player that everyone's talking about. I feel like you're all speaking about him like I can see the potential 100%, but I feel like you're all talking about his potential like he's got it now already.
Do you know what, David? Where I have to just disagree with you is like done it there. Where we know that Ziyech isn't good in the air, so Mason Mount shouldn't have crossed it to him, right? It's a madness. He also put a really good ball into the box. That the irony is you should have kept Cullen Hudson-Odoi on the pitch in Reece James's position, and then that opportunity that fell to Reece James at the far post that went over the bar. I think Hudson-Odoi's got more chance of scoring because he is a much better attacking player. But those you can't moan. It's saying like it's bad decision making for Mason Mount to set people up.
I'm not saying
you don't think they can finish the chances.
I don't think it's bad decision making.
That's as extreme as the Rashford bad decision making I see from the Hawks
again.
Because it's you're basically everything he does. If it doesn't pan out, you're calling it a bad decision, and that's unfair.
No. Again. What I think he was the best player today. I think he was the best player today. I'm not going to deny that, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think he works really hard. I think he works really hard. I think he works really hard. But he's not. I don't think he's creating enough. He's not creating enough. No,
you created most of your chances today, bro. Come on, man.
He's not creating enough chances. How many times in a game do Chelsea make a chance where you go like, we have to score from this chance?
All right, David.
But that's the entire team, not just Mason Mount.
And let Jim speak for a minute.
1 second. Listen, Mason Mount. I'm not having no negativity on Mason Mount today. He was great. I don't want to hear the nonsense that David's coming out about him getting, doing all the good little, getting around the player and whipping the ball in and not being creative enough. The biggest issue we've got at the moment at Chelsea is that we don't make enough critical chances in front of goal. Today, Mason Mount was getting in them positions, whipping the ball in. We had one person in the box, bruv. We're not creating enough. We're not making too many clear-edge chances. How many chances did we have again in that first half? And I keep coming back to it. We don't make enough. We do all these nice little styles of patterns of play, left, right, and we get to the box and it's like we overplay it. We overplayed it today. We overplayed it in positions when we should be shooting. And that's not Mason Mount's fault. Mason Mount done everything right in my eyes today, and it was just that people were not in the box.
He did everything right. Everything.
He was good today. He was good.
He didn't make one mistake today. He didn't make one mistake.
I'm having it. It's nonsense.
This is my thing. He didn't make one mistake. All right. Okay. Right.
It's not that. You're not understanding the situation.
Go on, Anita.
Do you know what? Right. I think. Obviously, David, I don't want to speak for you because obviously you have your reasons, but I think some Chelsea fans. It's because he's not aesthetically pleasing, because he's not like a Fabregas who creates those clear-cut chances and stuff like that. He often gets not undermined, but overlooked, if that makes sense. I feel like we're not giving him credit to what's around us because he does create these chances. Like you can see he's creating chances, and the stats do tell you that he's I think he created the most chances today.
Third most.
But David, at the same time, you've got to look at who's around him. Like Jem said, you're making crosses. There's one person in the box, and that person can't even head the ball. Like Tammy can't head the ball. You mentioned in the chat today, Tammy Abraham's not good enough. We can see that. You know, we see he's not good enough. So how are we gonna create chances for somebody who you already said is not good enough? You know, how are we gonna create chances for Werner when we've lost confidence in Werner ourselves, and obviously the players are probably lost confidence in him too. Of course, they're gonna try and create the chances for him, but at the same time, you've got to look at it from a psychological perspective as well. Not everyone's gonna be there to create the clear-cut chance for Werner, because not everyone's thinking about Werner. Werner's missed too many sitters for people to be thinking about Werner. When it comes to Tammy Abraham, you said it yourself, he's not good enough. Who's actually burying these chances? So obviously Mason Mount, he's doing the best he can with what he's got around him. If Mason Mount was playing with people like Diego Costa, Eden Hazard, people like that, I think Mason Mount will be exceptional. I don't think he will start, no. I don't think he's as technically gifted as someone like Kai Havertz. I think Kai Havertz would start ahead of him. However, let's not take this all away from him at the same time.
Yeah.
He's creating chances. He's putting lipstick on a pig.
And what you said about he's not creating clear-cut chances. Name me players in your team that are doing that.
No one's doing it.
No one's doing that. So for David, my issue with what you're saying is this. You're saying he's not creating clear-cut chances, but give me a list of players in your team that are doing the same. If you've got an issue with clear-cut chances in your team, don't be upset with Mason Mount. Look towards your team as a whole and the structure of your attacking play.
My thing is that I'm not scared to say that players aren't creating enough chances. I can say that about the rest of my team as well. But this idea that Mason Mount is this perfect thing that I cannot...
Who said it's perfect?
Jem literally said he had a perfect game today. Jem
I see. You just jump on things. You know that. You do that all the time. You do. You're clutching on straws, David. You're a claw.
I'm not clutching on straws. I'm not clutching on straws. You are.
All I've got to say.
I'm just the only one to call it out.
All I've got to say with you two arguing is when Chelsea play, not even my dinner I eat. Right, that's what I'm doing.
Where is he? Actually, where is he?
Get hold of him to get him on today. We are going to open up the lines of people later on, but Neeks brings up a really good subject that we're going to go into after we discuss that. Then the phone lines are going to be shared for you to come and have your say. Prime and chairs are waiting. Well, before we do that, smash the like button. Still over 3,000 people watching the Football Terrace live. Super chat here says Tuchel is on Hudson-Odoi's side. Callum will move on after a couple of games. He's getting paid to be professional and prove that he can be a team player, is what's said there. We had a lot more that have come through as well. Wow, loads of these super chats. I've missed loads because we've had so many. One here that says, David is a hater. Mount is the only Chelsea player that's trying. I mean, I hear you. I don't hear that, but okay. To be honest, I hate to say it, but the hardcore Lampard ins are right. It's the players. I agree with David. Mount is overrated, is what nobody has said. Christopher said, I see a 4-2-2-2 coming with Havertz as a support striker and Mount part of the attacking mid. I think Tuchel doesn't rate any of the wingers in this squad. Mount needs to go to Bayern Munich to be successsical. He'll win the title on the bench there, innit? He'll win the title on the bench there. So you can say that's true as well. Keep your super chat coming, get your questions in as well.
Terry, before we move on to the next part, apparently, as a fan, you can only wear one kind of shirt in it.
Take off the shirt, KJ, man.
You can only wear one kind of shirt in it. But you know what? Bun them people in it, because this Ajax shirt is wavy, and I happily wear it, and I don't care, fam. You see all these pagans giving out abuse to Tanya for wearing a PSG shirt because she's allowed to wear a PSG shirt. Bun you, man, innit? Like, screw you, man.
Let me just speak on this for a second, sorry, because everyone knows I have an issue with people wearing other clubs' kits.
I got a problem as well.
But I've got a problem, but it's a personal thing. I don't care. In the sense of to abuse Tans online, to like quote tweet her in a photo and send your followers and to give her abuse over it. That's where the line's drawn. I banter people for doing it. I think it's cheap. Like, I do believe in it. Like if my daughter brings home a bloke and he says he's a Man United fan, but he's got a Bayern Munich kit on, I'm going to say, leave him. He's going to cheat on you. But it's a joke. Like, I'm joking when I say these things, right? To abuse Tans online is you're a coward, and I hope you get relegated. It's
Can I just interject that if I show you how many Barcelona, PSG, look, I think this is the old school Chelsea one. Never mind.
In the bin.
PSG. I've got Dortmund.
I have a Juve one. And I've got Pogba on it.
Apart from another Premier League players. Yeah.
Wait. Do you want me to do my collection?
Put it back to me. If you lot, you want to make videos of me, come and make videos of me. Leave Tanya alone. Come and make videos of me. I dare you. Make videos of me.
I hear that. Like I said, listen, you can banter people over things they do, but to take it to abuse levels, I just find it's just disgusting.
Sad.
It is sad. It's sad as making up lies about people on the internet, which we had a big discussion with somebody about yesterday. It's mad how people roll on social media right now. I love it, right? Because I've built the football terrace through it, and I've met you wonderful people, and there's so many good elements, but there's so many filthy, dirty rats on it. And that's the one thing about social media upsets me, is that these people are allowed to do it. Like, for me, there shouldn't be any level of abuse allowed on socials. It's unbelievable. Some more super chats before we go on to the final point, before we open up the lines here. First one here says, most chances created / big chances created at Chelsea this season. That is true. Daniel says, was Tuchel trying to send a message to the boys from the substitution of Hudson-Odoi? I was disappointed in his decision. Do you know what? The one thing I'd say about that, my advice to any Chelsea manager would just be, don't try and send messages to the squad. You've seen every manager that's gone head-to-head with their squad.
Yeah.
It's lost. Just do your job and go home. 250 million, and not one of them improved you, bar the goalkeeper, is what Klopp Talker said. And Joe, that's a really good chat to segue into the final point before the calls come on. You can, for me as a neutral, I can see a base of and the foundation of a system that Tuchel is trying to instill. You barely lose the ball, you move it around well, you press good when you're off of it. Of course, there needs to be some fluidity added to the system when moving forward, so you're more creative. Neat, I want to go to you first on this. Of course, rivals are going to call it LVG football, and it's, there's the friend zone football. There's no sort of bang to the punch, if it were. Do you feel like? Do you like what you're seeing from Tuchel, or are you frustrated at the way you're playing football? What's your opinion, Nitz?
I'm always a bit frustrated with Chelsea, if I'm being honest with you. I'm always frustrated because the one thing I keep saying to everyone is our end product is absolute garbage. And that's not changed from under Lampard to now. Nothing has changed. The only difference is now we're actually playing a certain pattern of play that's suitable for most of our players, It's benefiting Timo Werner a lot more. It's benefiting, dare I say it, Mason Mount a bit better, because Mason Mount doesn't look like the main person that we have to try and create through at the moment. Like he does, like we look like we can create through other players at the moment. It's benefiting Callum Hudson-Odoi. I can't be mad at what Tuchel's doing. It's frustrating because we haven't got that end product. So yeah, it's never really about the manager when it comes to the end product. It's more the players, like, how are we going to fix that problem? How can we get the confidence back into our forwards? How can we work on the transition? What do we need to do? Who do we need to get in, type thing, But yeah, I'm happy with what Tuchel's doing. I'm happy because he's making them changes that are making people think like, raw, how dare you make that change? Like today with Callum Hudson-Odoi, making that change. But at the same time, if we won the game, no one would have blinked an eye, Like no one would have really been like, should he have made that choice? We would have seen that it might have been best for the game. But yeah, I think he's very forward thinking. And I just want to see how it goes to the end of the season. All I'm saying is for Tuchel to remain, for Tuchel to remain in good spirits with the fans, that Callum Hudson-Odoi stunt must never happen again. Not to Callum, not to Mason, not to Reece, not to none of our homegrowns. Like that, it's not even a threat.
But surely Chelsea
fans love their youth.
They love it. Happen to no one, really.
It happen to anyone. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It shouldn't really matter who it happens to. Surely, right? Or not?
What do you mean?
You're saying none of the homegrowns, but what does it make it right?
No, my point is that to be in good spirits with the Chelsea fans. I'm sure Chelsea fans don't really care about Jorginho too tough. In my opinion, if it's wrong, it's wrong, 100%. I don't think anyone should get subbed on, then subbed back off. I think that's disgusting. However, the Chelsea fans, they adore our homegrown the most. If he does it to someone like, if he did it to, if he did it to Jorginho today, no one would have really been as amped up about it. It wouldn't have really made headlines like that, If he done it to Kovacic, it wouldn't have made headlines like that. You know,
No,
if
for David, it would have. Look at him.
Yeah, for David,
Did I not say Kovacic
can
was
you
poor?
imagine the difference
People.
if he did it to Mount? If he did it to Mount, turmoil. The newspapers would have already got it. You know, like,
Anita, do you know what annoyed me the most today about it all is that the game was there for the taking today, and the reason we didn't win today, I think it was. I thought we were all over them. Other than them getting that goal, I feel like we was on top of that game, especially going into the second half. All right, we might have fizzed out in and out of the game, which I agree with. But what lost us the game today was the substitutions, in my eyes. That's what I think. I think if we would have brought Giroud on earlier, personally, I thought if we would have took Reece James on and threw Cho on the wing, I think we would have had a lot more sort of an attacking element to us. And I think we've lost the game because we've made poor substitutions.
What lost us the game today? What lost us the game today was a lapse in concentration from a centre back. That's what cost us the actual game. Kurt Zouma, again, I've said it. The reason why Tuchel isn't playing him, there's a clear reason why, and it makes sense. Like I'd rather Thiago Silva be there, obviously, but Christensen has been in the team for the 4 games. And he hadn't had that same lapse in concentration that Kurt Zouma did. Kurt Zouma has played 1 or 2 games for us, and he's already made a mistake. He's always had that in him as a player. So I know Tuchel analysed the whole squad, and he said it in his press conference. I've analysed the whole squad apart from Tomori, who's on loan. So he knew about it. But yeah, all the Chelsea fans were banging on, "Oh, how come Zuma's not playing?" There is a reason why Zuma's not playing.
So that logic works with Zouma, but when it comes to Cho, it's up in arms, and he should be playing regardless.
No, because Cho again deserved to play, but he has his reasons for why Cho shouldn't have been playing. If he goes and says, "I don't think Cho counterpressed well enough," he will have analysed it with his whole team because they were talking about.
No, I'm talking about when Cho was playing under Lampard. People, when people like Terry and other people said, I think even Prime said, there's a reason why he's not playing. Everyone, including myself, was like, no. You know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse. He should be playing. But now when it's Zouma, there's a reason why he's not playing.
No, but the thing is with Cho,
in the back 3, like we all know this. He can't play in the back 3.
The thing is with Cho, with the Cho one, he didn't have another option except to play Cho. But what he was doing is that he was bringing in other players to play in that position. Kurt Zouma, on the other hand, Christensen was still there. So yeah, obviously Thiago Silva's out. Christensen's still there, and we all know Christensen in a back 3 is far better than Zouma in a back 3.
Yeah,
we all know this.
Yeah, so, but they all ball watch, David. They all do the same. Ball watch. That goal was all based upon them ball watching.
No. Kurt Zouma is in the middle of that back 3. Kurt Zouma is in the middle of that back 3. Therefore, that is his zone to mark, and he just let Minamino walk into it and didn't do anything. And he was ball watching. They're all ball watching. But that's Kurt Zouma's spot. So that's his job to stop that ball from going there. If Kurt Zouma takes two steps to the left or right, I'm not sure which way, he just cuts out that pass and it's not even there.
Can I just say, and I was kind of waiting for Chelsea to drop some points before I did, because I didn't want it to come and bite me in the ass, innit? But I am not very impressed with Tuchel's football. I mean, it's clear that he's come in and he knows how he wants to play, it seems. And the players have taken to that. You can see he's a good coach. He's implementing what he wants, 100%. Like LVG did. I'm not saying the football's even as boring or anything like that, but you see a good coach comes in, this is how I want to play, and you see it vividly on the pitch. Other managers, it might take a long time before you kind of see what they're trying to do. Maybe Solskjaer might be an example of that. Some people still don't know. But in terms of the actual football and whether I'm excited watching it or anything like that, I'm not very impressed. I think, obviously, you drew your first game with Wolves. It's his first game, whatever. I'm not even judging Tuchel as a manager. You know, he's done what he's done. The game against Sheffield United, you won, but it's like you've been getting results, but it hasn't been scintillating. It hasn't been exciting. It's just been very methodical and efficient. Now, of course, winning games is the most important thing. And if you do this and you win a title playing this way, you can't doubt the man. But I mean, I'm not
as a rival and a neutral is
2.5 weeks, Nick. Yeah, that's how long it's been here.
No, I'm not judging him, but I'm just saying there is a lot of
I know what you're saying. I agree.
This is why we needed him. This is Is this why you needed him? What is it that you needed?
But the thing is, Nick, the thing is, the things that you've said, all you're seeing is structure type of playing, that's exactly what we needed. Exactly what we needed. And that's why we're impressed. Under Lampard, we had structure where we're left open in the middle, So what we needed was a structure that works for most of our players in our team, and this is it. The next step now is to how can we work with that structure to make our players look that much better? What next do we need to do? What's our passing pattern? What is our pattern of play type thing? You know, those things haven't been implemented yet, and it's quite clear to see that we don't have a passing pattern or a kind of style of play at the moment. We've got something that works and something that can get us through for how long it can get us through towards the end of the season, and possibly if we do get a pre-season, it will be good to see what Tuchel can implement. It will be good to see what kind of pressing he wants, what kind of passing patterns he wants, stuff like that. Right now, we've been focused on not losing the ball as much as we can. We've been focused on counter pressing. We've been focused on getting the ball back. We've been focused on retention, all of that stuff that we wasn't focused on.
Based on how you played so far, it's funny. A question just came up in the chat. Are you going to need another big summer or semi-big summer in terms of certain players that Tuchel's going to need for the way he's going to play? Because you spent a lot of money in the summer last year and bought a lot of players that aren't even getting games at the moment.
I think what needs to happen in summer is that we need to look at places where we actually need players. So did we need another 10? Did we need Kai Havertz? I used to think we did, but at the moment I'm thinking we possibly could have done without him. What we need is a DM. We look to buy a DM. Maybe things will settle a bit more in place. Let's
Rice is back on, baby.
Yeah, literally. Like if we get a DM, then maybe I don't know. But for me, I don't think we're gonna need a big summer. No, I don't even think. Of course we need a centre forward because Jimmy's probably gonna go, and Tammy's not good enough. But I don't think we need a big summer. I think we need a DM and we need a centre forward. Maybe possibly a winger, depending on what the situation with Pulisic and Ziyech. We need those three, sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I find with it? But before we move on to the calls from the viewers, there's two things. There are only two more things you need really, and you're lacking. I'm not even throwing salt when I say this. Chelsea are lacking a few moments of individual brilliance in games from attacking positions to bring the system to life. And equally, what we're seeing at the moment is a lot of your players playing the system to almost its prescribed way in order. What you also need is for people to take a little bit of initiative and throw an element of what phrase you want to use, freestyle to it or fluidity to it, where I see Mount doing it. It's like, okay, rather than just passing the ball again, I'm going to try and take a person on. It's not always playing the pass to the overlapping run, because if you always play the ball out when the overlapping run is there, the team will realize you're always going to pass it to the man making the overlapping run. There needs to be variety. So
I think a big miss, because he's someone who will do something off the cuff.
Who's going to dribble past, and then what you need is a striker, and it still may be Werner, who's clinical. And that's why you're looking at Haaland now, because Haaland doesn't just score the clear cuts; he scores the half. He's a Harry Kane and Lewandowski. Where he scores those half chances as well, where you just think, how did he put that in? And
he's got the ability
from Tuchel. So go on.
I was going to say he just has the ability to place the ball with power that many strikers don't have.
Exactly. Some super chats here before the call from Ads. He says, "Big up to the gang. Big up yourself, bro. Awesome." Or awesome says, I don't see the difference in Lampard or Tuchel's game. Why is Odoi removed after 20 minutes? It was 30. Thoughts? The players seem to be confused or off. Where is G?
He's the one off game.
That is such hyperbole, man.
Who's G?
That is hyperbole. What is this super chat? You pay for that? Come on, man.
Where's Chilwell?
That's a big difference. Come on, man. Come on.
The surface says your Mason agenda is unhealthy. I agree, it's unhealthy, bro.
When he meets my standards,
you sound like an Ollie Outer, bro.
Your standards. Sit up straight. When he meets my standards, young man. Sit up straight in your chair, young man.
When he meets my standards.
All right, Alex. Why so close to the screen?
How do you feel?
You're Alex's son. Are you Alex's son? what it is.
No, my
Alex
Wi-Fi's
is
too good for that. My Wi-Fi's too good for that.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi is terrible. Listen, we're going to go to the first callers. We're going to get man like Prime on the show with us now. Prime, welcome to the Terrace, bro. What do you want to say?
Say it quickly as well. And don't say I told you so. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. Just say what you're gonna say.
Chelsea fans, stop overreacting due to the result. David, your agenda stinks. It's done now. Just please end it. Mount was good today. Let's just be honest. The whole thing of Callum coming on and being subbed off. Yes, you can say it's young and it's not good to do that to players, but whatever, man up. You're going to have to learn. And you didn't play well today, and the manager took you off. Me personally, I'm not complaining about it. If moving forward, this is something that Callum should learn from and push on and fight. We've got Atletico coming up next. Let's see a response from you in that game. So me, I'm not someone who's going to complain and say, don't do this to these young players. Again, I don't really care. If you're good enough, if you're good enough and you really want to fight for this club, you'll make it. If not, you can leave. I don't really care.
I agree, Prime, and I like the color of your shirt as well.
Yeah, it's nice. And I'm like turn to the side for it, bro. They are serious, bro. They are some 1974 disco dancing sideburns, man. That's proper John Travolta stuff going on there. He got that John Travolta look happening, bro. I like it. We're gonna keep Prime on. More callers coming in. Next up on the show, we're gonna have Abs, who's a Chelsea fan. Abs, welcome to the Terrace. What you saying?
All right, so Wagwan Terry, what's going on to the rest of the panel? Let me just say one thing. I remember last time I came on here, and as a joke, I said we're back. But what did I say at the end? I also said to the Chelsea fans, don't go over the top and don't take things too far. What's happened is all my Chelsea mates, all the Chelsea fans I see on YouTube, all going on saying, we're going to get top 2 now. We're the best team in the country. We're going to catch Man City. We're doing a title charge, mate. Just remember that. Remember where we started? We were, in 10th. We're not back. It's still going to take a while. Let's just put it into perspective. Mount was unbelievable today, but in terms of Reece James, who's supposed to be our best youngster, he was dreadful. He was horrible from start to finish. Hudson-Odoi, when he came on, also weren't all that either. And don't even start me on Tammy Abraham. My God. How can a man be 6'4" and cannot hold up the ball? Seriously.
Bro. Man's got have you seen the man's forehead? He can't head a ball with that forehead. Disgraceful.
This is something I've been saying about Tammy since last season. The guy's a waste of height.
You told us so, didn't you?
It's actually
a waste of height.
It is. It's actually a disgrace. Like, we can't use you as a target man. You don't have the pace to burn players. You're not really that.
I know what you're saying. Say what you're trying to say, Prime. I know what you're saying. Say it.
Go back into the championship.
Hey, come on now. Yes.
Championship striker.
There he is. My man's
and when Chelsea fans were trying to defend saying he's better than Rashford, you're embarrassing. He's not better than Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, he's our top goal scorer.
Is he better than Bamford?
No, Bamford.
Bamford has a lot of chances.
Don't say he's our top goal scorer, and yet we still have a problem scoring goals.
Listen, Abs, thank you very much. He's our top goal scorer. Mate. I really appreciate Abs' call. Next up, we're going to get Ben Marshall on the show. Ben, welcome to the Terrace. What you saying?
Hello. I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't know. I think we weren't good in defence today, especially with our goal. I think Zuma just lacked concentration, and I think we needed Christensen back. Christensen had been playing well. Christensen is more of a ball-playing defender, and I think Christensen, with the form he's on, would have stopped that goal.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I think look, the one thing I would say in defend Tuchel on, he's experimenting, he's trying things, he's giving people opportunities. He's got a free run at this, and I know Chelsea fans still want. the issue you've got, I remember when he came in, he's got a free run. He can kind of experiment and do what he wants to do. Now you're back inside the race for top 4 legitimately. There's almost this element of actually, no, I want him to just play our best players now and not experiment and not give people chances. The goalposts are moved so often. But yeah, listen, Kurt Zouma.
Terry, sorry.
Go on, mate.
I was there. How free of a run is it really? Like, I understand maybe Chelsea fans might have felt we'll give him a pass, but they sacked Lampard at the time that they did because they believed that Champions League wasn't gone. So Tuchel still has to get Champions League football. I think the gap wasn't big enough to write it off, and then the position he got them into 4th so soon with so much games left, maybe he might even start thinking, I can't make as much experience as I want to because Champions League is right here. From Liverpool maybe dropped more points than we expected in the time that I've been here, etc. He has to get Champions League football at this point, I think.
No, I hear that. We've got Ches on the line. Thank you, by the way, Ben, for your call. Ches is now here. What are you saying, Ches?
You're on mute, Ches.
I'm all right, man, but everyone's over exaggerating Bears, isn't it? This is Bear jarring. Like, the game was off. All departments. That goal was
what's that Bear got? The Bear got his hand stuck in a jar. What?
No, Bear. Terry.
Sorry.
Allow me, man. That is calm, but I don't know. The goal was frustrating. The attacking play again needs to be questioned because we're not fluid at the top at all. It's just not connected as much as we want it to be. But like Jem was saying, he's only been here for a certain amount of time, so there's no need to overreact. Obviously, David, his agenda stinks and it's getting annoying now. That's another point. And also, rival fans enjoy it because, again, Man United have a chance to pull away and it could be, I think, 6 points now. So we've got to be careful not just dropping these silly points. And because of this dropping points, we kind of do need to beat Man United next week. So it's looking a bit long.
Yo, Jem, you said in the group chat that it's a good point that you earned today, just because you didn't lose. But then I'm looking at like
I didn't say that.
You said it's a point earned though.
I said
What
it's
did you
a
say?
point. I'd rather gain a point than lose the game.
Oh,
Points,
yeah,
but at the end, I'm not happy.
Jem,
I'm not happy that with the performance. I wasn't happy with the performance. So.
Jem with that Michael Owen logic. You know what? We normally score the most goals. You know what I mean? I'm happy we didn't lose. I hear you on that. Do you know what's mad about it as well, though? Like, what's that? Yeah, it's a good opportunity. It's good for Man United today. Like, I didn't even think about it until Ches just said it because I've been focusing on Chelsea, but it gives us and Leicester an opportunity to win this weekend and pull ourselves, you say, 6 points clear. It's a nice buffer. The 25th game of the season and playing you next weekend. It's a very nice.
You know what's mad though? Yeah. West Ham and Liverpool could go above Chelsea this week, and they'll be dropping out top 4 because of the draw. Sure? Yeah,
yeah, but that's
no. But what I'm saying is,
have to win like 4-0 or something. I swear.
Yeah, 3 or 4. But it's not inconceivable. It's not inconceivable for that to happen. So what I'm saying is, okay, cool. You didn't lose. You got the point. Cool. But it's not as like a throwaway point as you think. Every point matters now, and you really needed 3 points today.
Yeah, no, but KJ, there have been points this season. Like I remember against Wolves when we had the point, but instead Lampard decided, actually, no, we need to win now, and then threw everybody forward, and then we conceded a last minute goal. So I can see Jem's point of view of let's have the point at least. So if it comes down to at the end of the season, you're not looking back going, oh, if we had gone for it here and we'd lost,
but you said the energy is different for different teams. I'm pretty sure rival fans, when United ever drew with a team, and United fans we drew against Man City, we drew against you guys, and people were saying that's point shots for United. That's not good enough. They should
because
win
you
that
were
game.
banging on about
KJ, no.
It's not the same thing, bro.
No, it is the same thing because our aim wasn't even to win the title. Our aim wasn't to win the title. It was to get.
So why were people talking
about every time you won? When we're saying
listen. When we're saying, some United fans were saying some of these draws were good, we got a good point, and it can help us with top 4. You man was saying it's not good enough. You man was saying you should have won, and you man saying, oh, you got to be careful because look how many teams coming up. But now it's you guys. It's fine. Good.
Yeah, but the difference is KJ. We're looking up.
This is.
We're looking up towards them, and they're looking down. So a point for them is poor in them positions because you should be pulling away, whereas we're trying our best to come up.
You should be pulling away as well. You're in the top 4 now, so you should be pulling away,
bro. behind you though.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're going to drop points.
I
disagree with that.
Guys, I'm sorry. We called that a day. Playing Southampton, who I think up until today's game, what was
6 in a row.
six in a row they lost. They were absolutely on their knees, and you had the majority of the ball in the play. If you could have created the chances, if you had the irony in all this conversation is that if you had what Man United have had more regularly this season, and what Leicester have had a lot this season, and City have an abundance, where you're having individual players within a prescribed system having those moments of brilliance to deliver for you. So if Reece James's volley is brilliant, you win the game. Like, I know some football fans like to denounce that. I see them on Twitter all the time. They get angry when their team has moments of brilliance, but that's what you guys need. Cheers. Thank you very much for coming on, having your same, mate. Chat to you again soon. I've lost my mouse because I've got 3 monitors, right? Sometimes my mouse gets lost on one of the monitors. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Monitors.
Well, and when I built this little studio, I put like 2 TV screens up on the wall. I never turn them on. I don't know why I bought them. They're just wasting money. They just sit there. I'm too close to them. If I watch them, I'm like this. Dumb. Well, in fact, when I first got them, we were going to be having... You obviously came here. Remember, the desk was like nearer the wall, so you could see them properly. Now, it's no good. It's no good. I've got to redesign it. But there we go. Are we going to get on the show? We're going to get man like Slens on the show here. Slens is wearing a...
Yes.
All right, now, bro. Wrong Dutch team. Wrong Dutch team. This is the one you need to be wearing.
Only joking, bro.
Well, the
What do you want to say, brother?
number people on Twitter are going to get triggered now, man. This is ridiculous, man. It's just a kit, man. Get over it. Do you know what I mean? But now, listen, for me, man, today, I'm the reason I'm angry, is because, listen, in my team, I've always seen clowns. I'm sorry, I always see these clowns that have been there for 2 years, listen, names like Alonso, Rudiger, like Zuma, listen, they've made mistakes in the past, right? I don't know why we're all like, after 5 games, they're back in good form. No, I don't care about good form. Listen, Tuchel tried to clean up the clowns, to make them look better. But at the end of the day, they went back to the original state, clowns. Like, Zuma's mistake today, that he done the same mistake against Southampton in the reverse fixture, where he passed it really low to Kepa. I understand, I don't want to target Zuma, but for me, that mistake it's amateur behavior, man. Like, that defending is horrible. Now, next, when it comes to Cho and Tuchel, I think Tuchel has proved that he's a great tactician, right? He's proven that. Now it's his chance to prove that he's a good man manager. The way he deals with Cho now is very important. Like, now, I want to see how you deal with him, how you're going to treat him for the next games. Because if you look at Moise Kean in Everton, his career never really took off from that incident. But I hope Cho just recovers from this. I hope Tuchel proves that he's a good man manager. He puts his hand around his shoulder. And listen, man, like, today is very frustrating. But listen, I want to talk about one more thing, We all talk about Tammy. I understand. Tammy is a championship level striker. There's no doubt, He's proven it again today. But what about Werner, bro? Are we going to talk about Werner? Because I'm sorry.
Slens, I thought you want to call it, or I thought you weren't going to call him by his name.
The German blondie up front. I don't want to call him by his name. He doesn't deserve it so far. Because listen,
we've been talking about Werner. Slens, I put out a tweet. I said, can someone name me what is Werner's 2 or 3 best attributes? Because it definitely ain't his...
What does the script say?
One second. It definitely ain't his touch, and it definitely ain't his dribbling. What does the script say? Pace, speed, and acceleration.
No, I agree, man. But listen, I understand that he's a 47 million striker. But listen, why are we looking at Haaland? The reason we're looking at Haaland is because Werner's not hitting up. If Werner was hitting up 20, 30 goals a season, do you think we'll be looking at Haaland? I don't think so. Because we already have our striker. But for me, listen.
Also, Slens, I think I like to do it. I know he's missed a lot of chances, and I will cuss him as a Man United fan. I'll banter him all day. But when it comes to foreign players, I always like to give them a season. Whoever it is, give them a season. Then I would give them the proper judgment next year. Now, it's not because he's in England why 2 yards in England is still 2 yards in Germany. You got to put them away. But there's a lot of different things you're adapting to. Why your game, your head is not clear when you're in front of goal. Things like all that kind of stuff. So I agree. You have to look at him. You put him 50 million.
It's true. You can drive to Germany. You're right.
You can drive to Germany.
50 million on him. So you expect performance. But Tammy has shown over, let's say his Chelsea career so far, that I don't think he's going to cut it. So I think you can make more of a judgment, maybe, so far on Tammy than you can on Werner.
Can I respond to that? Okay, go on. Sorry.
One of the biggest issues with me with Timo Werner, and I keep saying it, and I saw it again today, we do not play to his strengths. We genuinely don't play to his strengths. The amount of times we get in the final third and we always fuck up on the last pass or that final ball. The man makes runs considerably, and the amount of times he turns around because he's offside and has to get himself back onside is ridiculous. I see,
but he messes up some of
every
them as well.
game.
That's what I mean.
Reece James done it today. Reece James done it today. He ran with the ball, right? He got
one
3 or 4
chance,
players, right? Werner's making his run, and he did. He just lost the ball and gave a free kick away when he should have played it. And it keeps happening. We haven't got players that are creative enough in the team. That's the issue.
Our main issue at the team, is we have to admit our signings have not been good enough. Other than Thiago Silva, our signings have not performed. Even Ziyech. Listen, Hudson-Odoi today, right? The manager. Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, Hudson-Odoi today, he got taken off, right? Now you think to yourself, if he's getting taken off so early, that means that the substitute that comes in has to perform, right? Ziyech, where was he today, man? Like, I'm sorry, even for 15 minutes, even for 15 minutes, the guy did not show. Every touch he had was wayward. I'm sorry, man. Listen, you're 27 years old, like you're playing in Champions League games against Real Madrid, Chelsea. You've done us up in Stamford Bridge. I'm sorry, mate. Like, you need to stop performing. Like, questions have to be asked of him as well.
I said this when we signed him. He's not that good. Chelsea fans were getting gassed about him. We played him twice last season. He didn't do anything magical or special, really. And because of 3 good games where he got man of the match performances, Chelsea fans were getting gassed and comparing him to Bruno and everything. This guy is the average, really.
Werner needs time. Werner needs time. Has anybody
No. I'm talking about Ziyech.
Okay. So I'm just saying about Werner, though, because that's the point Slen's brought up. And has anybody seen the interview that Dirk Kuyt? By the way, Dirk Kuyt suddenly looked good. Is this handsome guy on
Terry, everyone looks better outside of a Liverpool shirt. Let's be honest.
Yeah. The man used to look like he was the long lost son of Slough from the Goonies, and then suddenly I was like, wow, look at him. He could David Gandy eat your heart out, right? But he was talking about Donny, and obviously coming from the Dutch leagues. And it felt like the interview was set up in a way where they wanted Dirk Kuyt to come out with something to be like, oh, it's Ollie's fault. He hasn't given him the time, or Ollie's system isn't right to get the best out of Donny. And he basically, to paraphrase, just said, nah, it just takes time to adapt to this league. that's all it is. And we had this conversation weeks and weeks ago on here. And it isn't like some people I know that the climate in Holland is similar to the UK. The weather, the seasonal patterns, Christmas and New Year. You
can drive to Holland.
You can drive. Culturally, it's different. But of course, in terms of the weather, it isn't. But the speed of our game. And when people say, yeah, but he did it in the Champions League. The Champions League game speed is slower than that of the English game. Just do your research. So go and speak to the Cristiano Ronaldo, speak to the Dirk Kuyt, listen to what these people have said. What did you find hard about England? Some of it is the way we play in the sense of or the scheduling. So I remember Patrice everything having to eat pasta at 7 a.m. in the morning made him feel physically sick. The frequency of games, not having a winter break's difficult. But it's the physical nature and the speed of our game. By the way, we can't have that same physical speed in Champions League football because you get blown up at the fouls ain't there, right? We've seen for years this has happened, and it's so well documented in the game. To ignore it is weird, right? And I think the same thing's happening here to Timo Werner. Timo Werner is just struggling with the speed and pace of the Premier League. I think next year, to Jem's point, the runs are there. He's actually got the speed. When we say speed again, people straight their way, they're basic bitches. They go, no, he's fast though. I'm not talking about how fast his legs work when he's running. It's speed of play, speed of fall. The pace of the Premier League is frenetic. Absolutely. Which is why it's the most popular league in the world, because it's the most entertaining due to the speed of play. A lot of other leagues, it's just played half a yard slower, half a step slower. Very technical, but not as entertaining, in my opinion. It's like a fast moving. It reminds me of it's the Ozark of football. It's like the box set where episode 1, bang, you're in it. I'm watching One Division. It's getting good now. Episode 6. Do you know what I mean? It took 6 episodes. I'm like, because it's Marvel, I gave it a chance. If it weren't Marvel, by the way, I'd have switched off after episode 3 and gone, this is trash. Premier League is that. It's fast, it's quick, it's in your face. And Werner will come good, in my opinion.
But the reality is, Terry, some players never come good. Doesn't mean they're bad players, but some players never come good. Sebastian Veron, one of the best players of his, technically players of his generation. Brilliant internationally, brilliant everywhere he went. except for Man United and Chelsea. Diego Forlan, golden boot winner at the World Cup, top goal scorer, golden boot winner across Europe when he was at Atletico Madrid, Villarreal, came to the Premier League and Man United was terrible. Like that can also happen.
Yeah, the style of league is very important. You can have many players, and it doesn't happen just in England. You could go. Someone could play in Germany, not work out in Germany. Go to Spain, he works out for them in Spain.
Yeah,
they can fail in Spain.
Immobile.
Yeah, Immobile. He didn't work out for him in Germany. Went to Italy, one of the best strikers in the world. Like, this is how mad it is.
Bruno Fernandes is a prime example. Didn't work in Italy. What? And do you know what? The parallels are interesting. Bruno Fernandes is so good in the Premier League because he's fast in the sense of quick, fast, one touch, two touch movement. I think in Italy it would have been a case of what's this slow, bro? Like, what am I doing here? Like, it's no good for his game. It's horses for courses is so important. It's why a lot of British players have struggled when they've gone abroad, because adapting, it is culture, and of course it's weather. Do you know what I mean? If you're some pale white ginger geezer and you're going to a very hot country, it's hard, bruv. Like, we struggle with that. I struggle with that. Do you know what I mean? I sit in the shade in holiday. I come back looking about the same tone as I do now because I burn. I really burn. I missed the super chat earlier and they're not popping up on the screen. I'm really sorry. If you could see what I could see, it's just showing us like not available. It says no super chats or member chats have been made, which is very, very weird. It's gone away from me. I'm sorry. So I did miss it. That was from Sai. I think, Sai, if you repost that as a normal comment, I'll keep my eye out for it and I'll read it out for you. Not a problem at all. Listen, Slen, thank you very much for coming on, having your say. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Also, remember, we're live at about 7:15 this evening after the Merseyside derby concludes. Really big game for Liverpool. Could it be conceivable? And I want to share something actually on that. I can't find the link to it. Do you know they were voted the best team in the Premier League between 2000 and now? They've been voted as the greatest team.
Oh, shut up!
Who? Everton?
Liverpool.
Everton. Liverpool. Liverpool been voted the greatest team in England in the 21st century.
They're not even in the top 5 Premier League champions.
You know
how
what?
is this a thing?
You know, actually, you know what? I agree. That's why I keep saying no. That's why I keep saying, regardless of your injuries, if you don't retain this title, it's the worst defense in Premier League history. So all of that, cool. You're the best in the 21st century, best Premier League team of all time. Amazing. I don't care. Just retain this title for me, please.
I see where you go with it. You agree for the agenda. I get that.
No. It's not an agenda. Because every time I try to refute, because whenever I was refuting this last season, it kept being shut down. So now I'm agreeing with the consensus. But the consensus,
so you're agreeing for you're agreeing for agenda. That's fine, Promise. Okay. My issue is they are not. This hands down not the greatest Premier League time in the 21st Premier League team in the 21st century. They're not. You have to argue Man United, Chelsea, or Man City. That's it. Like, that is it.
I agree.
That is it. They don't even come into the conversation.
Question, actually. Sorry, can I ask a question? One second. In terms of the Man City one, because Man United, Chelsea are definitely clear. In the 21st century. The Man City one's interesting because Liverpool's won 2 Champions Leagues in this time. And a Premier League now.
Yeah, compared to what? Man City's 5 titles.
Well, but you actually add it up in the 21st century, they might actually be kind of level because Liverpool won League Cups, they won FA Cup.
Man City have won 3 Carabaos in a row. They've got 5 Premier Leagues. They've got I think they've got an FA Cup. I know that.
Sportsman have put this out. So this is a verified huge publication, and the likes of Anfield Talk and Anfield Agenda have shared this and contributed. Anfield Talk have been part of this. Liverpool have been voted the biggest team in England since then, but then they've shown the achievements. The language is awful because the biggest is weird, but then they've shown the achievements. If it's about biggest, show me the fan base numbers. But yeah, it's like, as you say, 2 Champions Leagues. I kind of get that. 1 UEFA Cup, 1 Super Cup. Like, it's a good return. The Champions League part, that's an amazing return. 2 Champions Leagues in that time is more than any other. It's interesting if you do it from 1999, Man United have 2, but like, okay, we do it from 2000. But there was a thing that I saw underneath it. That's the honours. Look at it. Like,
Liverpool's got more than City.
Yeah, so Yeah, I agree. I think you've then got to weigh up the weight of them. 4 Premier League titles, but then they've got 2 Champions Leagues and a Premier League. So I don't mind Liverpool being in front of them in numbers because they've physically got more. And I don't mind them being in front of them because of the variety of titles they've won, as an example.
League Cup is a Mickey Mouse trophy.
Yeah, wait. And they need to take away the Super Cup. That is just the European Community Shield.
Can I just say as well? I love how no one talked about the Club World Cup until Liverpool won it. Literally, no one was talking about it. But then everyone's like, oh, we're the world champions now.
Yeah, I just sort of look at that and think to myself, I don't think any self-respecting Liverpool fan on the planet would ever at any single moment state that they've been the best team of the last 21 years. They wouldn't. I mean, they've been the third best team in terms of most trophies. Do you know the mad bit there? Like as you say, outside of it's why we say there's a traditional top. I mean, really and truly, there is still a traditional top 4, isn't there? Like when you think about it, like look at Tottenham. Tottenham. Like listen, and that's why Jose's there. Jose's there to bulk that up there. But yeah, I just saw it today.
Yeah, Jose's there to get them another Carabao Cup.
I think it should be us, to be honest. I think we should have won that.
Allow it, KJ.
Why is Chelsea at the top? I'm trying to add these up. Why are Man United sitting in?
Because you know why Chelsea at the top?
Because you know why? Nick, do you know why? Do you know why? Because
tell me the truth. Don't tell me the crap.
We've seen our team. Wait. We've seen our team win every single trophy. You guys, what about you?
So what do you mean?
Every single trophy.
I've seen
we've won every single trophy.
We've won every trophy we have and one more.
Wait, and
also,
what's going on? We've won every trophy.
You won the Europa League, didn't you?
See, again, guys, what this comes down to is we did this at the end of last year. It's you've got to give points or you've got to weigh a certain trophy. Man United's level of league titles is superior to anybody by at least 3, as an example. So, you know, 1 Champions League. To say if you gave all the major trophies 5 points each, we've got more points than anybody else. Like it's United are clear in the 20th century. However, that when I saw this, I then started to get like worried because you think the last 3, 4, 5, the last 8 years we've barely added to this, and that's why something's got to change and change very, very quickly at this club. It's a Twitter poll, Terry. Don't get triggered. Well, it's still but listen, it's not about being triggered, right? It's about being sensible here. When I say be sensible, I always speak about this sort of stuff because it'll be a Twitter poll run by a legitimate publication. And it's been voted for. They then do an article on it, and then somebody else does an article on it, and then before you know it, people start accepting it as read because people are giving opinions. We see it a lot where opinion polls and opinion pieces of articles are then presented as factual information. We saw a gal do it just the other day. We're linked with Jack Grealish. No, you're not. Some Arsenal fans said if he had a lot of money, this is who he'd buy. But it gets twisted into that. And I think it's really irresponsible to start discounting what the Chelseas and the Man Uniteds have done in the 21st century. If you want to say the last decade, I'm cool for Liverpool to put themselves top over City. I don't really care because I don't support the club.
Last decade, City strips them.
I know they do, but I'm saying I don't care because I'm a Man United fan. But for me, to discount Man United and Chelsea over the last 21 years, I just thought it was a madness. And then you get all the big Liverpool accounts pushing it and everything. And if you want to accept that, then accept it. But you have to retain your title. There's no Chelsea's now with us. Well, we got. Hang on a minute. Oh, he's here. Hey guys, he must have gone. He must have watched the game. And then had his dinner.
Yeah.
His dinner. This guy with massive, he's here with us. It's the Chelsea boy 11, all the way from Jamaica. What you saying, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yes, man.
Yo, listen, man. I don't know what you guys call it in England, but at the moment, I'm telling you, gas killing me right now. You know why gas killing me? Not even my breakfast I didn't heat, bro. Bro, I want you to understand something, man. Let me tell you, before I even start, man. Listen, I don't even know where to start from, man. But I'm going to say this, man. Yeah, big up to all the panel, all right? But you see, Prime, big up to that thing that you just come on and said. People here talking about, listen, don't rush the manager yet. Nothing to do with the manager. You see, these players come like they want to put into a garbage truck. Some of these players. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to say this to you. Listen to this. People talking about and getting gas about that Chow this may damage his career rating. Bro, do you guys understand the league that you're playing? Do you guys understand the team that you're playing at? Do you understand the level of the football that you're playing at? This man, as they call Tuchel, come there to win. He don't come there to hug people and smile with people. He put.
You got real issues with your signal, bro.
Oh no, no, he's on a roll.
I was waiting for it to finish, Gem, man.
Oh, he's.
I'm gonna get him back on when he signal come back. Do you know what I was thinking? The whole
I don't ever get
I
finished.
didn't see it the other day, but I did today. I'm looking at him. Man's giving me Claude Makaleli vibes, you know. He's got that Claude Makaleli about him, you know. There we go. I want to get him back. He's literally frozen out. If he comes back, well, hopefully we'll get him back in. We've got Andrew, the Winter Surfer, here with us. Winter Surfer, what are you saying?
Sorry, just go back to that trophy list. Why are Spurs there? Because Portsmouth and Wigan won the FA Cup. So why are Spurs there?
I think well, that's what a call! What a call!
And Swansea have won the League Cup as well. So and Blackburn.
Yeah, I think
it's Birmingham City.
Oh, actually, no, Bundham, man. Actually, Bundham.
Yeah, I do hear you on that. What did you make of Chelsea's performance today, bro?
I thought there were several mistakes. Playing Tammy and then trying to cross to him because he's got a wet sponge for a head. So I don't understand why they're crossing it to him. Kovacic has been the best player, but he had a terrible game today and should have been bought off. Playing Mount as a false nine, I don't understand that. Mount played well. And David, when he was on, your agenda's unhealthy, man. You need to see a psychiatrist.
Did I not say he was the best player on the pitch?
Yeah, but your agenda is just wrong. But I'll move on. And playing Cho, taking him off, okay. But why didn't they play him on the left? Because Southampton didn't offer anything on the right in the second half. They were there for the taking, and they should have played Cho on the left. And Werner, I agree with Neeks. I think he needs another season before we start actually saying Werner out. Get Haaland in, fine. Yeah, sure, get Haaland in. It'll be good. But Werner needs enough time, and he's right. We do play too slow in transition when passing. So when Werner makes those runs, he's always going to be offside, and they never find him.
I hear you. So. Winter Surfer, thank you for coming on, having your say, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Chelsea Boy 11 is back with us. I'm hoping that signal's going to be better, bro. Sorry, your signal was pretty poor. Maybe that's better now.
Go on, smoke jam.
What are you talking about, bro?
I'm trying. I'm trying to get the signal up. I don't know what's going on.
We can hear you. Yeah, but I mean, there's a bit of a
you can
delay.
hear me?
Yeah.
Damn, man. I don't know why the signal acting.
Talk.
To the other room.
This is quite fun.
You better now.
Oh, he's giving us a tour. Man's giving us a tour of the yard.
I think it's better now?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, speak up. We want to say, yeah, go for it.
All right. Yeah, what I'm saying, man. Listen, when I want every Chelsea fans to just give Tuchel until the end of next season, because he man don't get no time to work it. So forget about the coach. You understand? These players, as what you guys would call it, these are elite players. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the club that they play in. It doesn't matter where you put Chow. It doesn't matter where you put Tammy Abraham. Once he put you out there, is what you show him in training, why he put you out there at first, right? So you're supposed to go out there and show something. These players not ready yet, bro. These players, it can't be all these manager bad. These players just not ready yet for the standard. You understand what I'm saying? Because look at I watching the game and I see Reece James running from right back and come to the back post, bro. Just calm yourself down, the man under no pressure. Lick the ball for 6 like he's playing cricket.
I agree.
Huh? What you gonna tell me, sir, bro? And then no. I know they said Olanze is the best left back, yes. And he's doing well since he come in. But bro, the man have a chance in the first. Look how much position of the ball we have in the first half. It should have come down to this. You understand what I'm saying? If we do take our chance, it shouldn't have to come down to this that we are pointing finger and said, oh, why you put on Chow and then you have to take him off. It shouldn't have to, because guess what? The man come there to win. And he's searching for ways to win. So if he gives Chow an instruction and said, all right, this is what I want you to do. Run to the byline. Don't rush the pass. Look for somebody, pick out somebody, and don't come too far to whatever I'm telling him. And Chow go out there and not doing it. The man need a win. He man gonna take him off back because he come out there and do nothing. That's what he asked him to do. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe people saying he should take off Werner. Maybe he asked Werner to make the runs. How many times Werner make the runs and the little dooby man them in the midfield don't pass him? Pass it, give him.
Sounds like me.
So
sounds like me. This guy, I like this guy.
No, I'm telling you, he asked the guy to do something. So people saying take off Werner. Why would he take off Werner and he asked him? Werner is doing the job. We watch Werner in Leipzig, who used to watch him. This man don't take ball from his goal and dribble past like Messi. The man run. You have to play the long ball and the man run. Look how much penalty the man win by that. Check the last game in Tottenham. How did he win the penalty? Huh? He running and the defender them scared of the man's speed, bro. So give the man the ball to run. You wait till the man go offside, then you pass the ball, give him, and then now people gonna point finger.
Yes, bro. Yes,
and
bro.
listen, this is the thing. No, listen, this is the thing, because you could see in the first half that Tuchel wasn't angry. Sorry, he wasn't happy with Alonso at all in that first half. So if we talk about Tuchel as this elite coach, forget the manager, but the elite coach. If he can see, if he takes off Callum Hudson-Odoi, there must be a reason tactically why he's done it. Especially, as I said earlier, that he's given Hudson-Odoi he's brought him back from the cold since he's come in. He's played him so much, so it can't be an agenda. We have to trust at some point. You have to trust these elite coaches are making decisions based on what they're seeing tactically on the pitch.
I'm 100% with you, bro. I'm telling you, and that's what people don't understand. The man not damaging his career, bro. Prime come on and saying the same thing, bro. If you can't manage this level, bro, him and Tammy Abraham, go down to the championship. Assure there's team down there. You understand? This is Chelsea, bro, the badge. You know what does this mean? You think Abramovich gonna get up and spend his money? How much? Let me ask you guys something. How much do they ask these players to come and just play for them and they carry them out and buy them lunch? How many wages they on? Huh? We can't get up saying that, oh, he's damaging this or he's no, bro. That's not the case.
Abramovich didn't sell his yacht for Europa League football in his Champions League.
Thank
football.
you.
But the thing is,
Madrid.
I don't think anyone.
Go ahead, KJ.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here. Well, I'm certainly not here questioning Tuchel in terms of he's now a bad manager for doing this one thing once. You know what I'm saying? I personally just think for this game specifically, and just in that game, subbing on, putting on show and then subbing off was pointless. That's all it. All right, listen, great love that. But yeah, bring him in on to, and then taking him off. For me, in my point of view, is pointless because okay, cool. Werner was making the runs like he wanted, fine. Reece James, Alonso, there were players on that pitch that could have got replaced before Cho. And that's that's all I'm saying. The thing, players not performing.
Yeah, you have a point there.
They could have come off first.
You have a point there.
AJ, because sometimes you expect more from your better players, your more talented players. You look at someone like Alonso or whatever, fine, you know what he is and you know what his limitations are. But I have higher expectations from the likes of Callum.
Right. Yeah, but so you're telling me keep the crap on because they're crap. And
no, I don't. But
so that's what I'm saying. If Alonso is poor, as you all think he is, and he's having a poor game, he is rightfully should be able to be taken off as much as a talented player who's also not playing that well.
True, but we also don't have
KJ. Let's not get it twisted. Reece James should have came off today. Reece
James.
Let me say something. You know what I find out with Callum? I don't know if you guys notice it because I'm clean on these players when I'm watching them. Callum have an attitude too. I know Lampard couldn't. Everyone was blaming Lampard and stuff. You know why Lampard even wasn't playing even Cho? And Cho, a lot of people, I listen to shows some of the time and you guys were getting mad. I know Lampard gone, but some of you guys were getting mad. Why you don't start Cho? Why you don't start? Listen, Cho, we have to understand some of these players only good when they come off the bench, can affect the game. When you put them to start, they do nothing. And I see Lampard try that with him so many times. Some of these players only can affect the game as a substitute. You understand? And Iman Pulisic in that same category. But if you're going to ask who you want to start, most people would say, all right, do Pulisic because he's more direct. You understand? Make Callum come and run at defender in the last 15 to 20 minutes when they're more tired, do a little trick. When he start most of the game, he get nothing from him. Well, this man come now, put an arm around him, make you feel like he got back his confidence again. And he's up there for the last, 5 game and 7 game? He's there and he's playing and he look like, yes, this is the man. Now he come, the coach asks him to do something. And I know it's something that the coach asks him to do and he don't do it. That's why the guy take him off. He's not going to leave him out there and put on who up there. Which part he asked him to go and play? Who was going to go up there to affect the game there? Tell me. You can't ask me.
The man he brought on for
rude. Mate, I listen, I hear you make some great points
Jem,
on
I like
there.
that part. Jem.
Yeah, Jem was really shook about me. I tell the story about Jem. Listen, Chelsea boy 11. I've got to tell you a little story about Jem. I shared your clip in the group chat we have after your show when you called him out and Neats and they everyone else laughed about it. Jem was like, "Get him on then, get him on." I loved it. It was great.
No,
then you come on. Then you come on. Then you come.
Wait.
Oh, I love him. He's great.
I said I wanted to listen. I said I wanted to hear the guy speak because from what I had seen from him, obviously I didn't know what his footballing opinions were. Now he's been on here and he's spoken. He just sounds like me. Keep him on here. Do you know what I mean? Literally, everything I've said coming from him.
I've got a question for the audience. Should we add man like Chelsea Boy 11 to the panels more? What are you all saying? Hit the write yes or no in the comment section. Smash the like button as well.
Wait, Prime's on it. Prime's
yeah, let's do it because he's the only. No, because he's the only Chelsea fan that actually backs me. So yeah. No, you
can't talk about backing. Nah, Prime, you can't talk about backing.
No, I don't think you guys listen.
When all you do, Prime, is throw other Chelsea fans on the bus.
Which Chelsea fan will throw under the bus?
All of them, Prime. All of them.
Ryan, look at the responses, bro. Look at the responses.
All right, come on.
Only problem I've got with you is the only problem I've got is that we don't really have enough diversity on this channel, do we? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Go on, bro.
Say it again. I didn't hear that. Go again.
We don't have enough.
What I'm saying, man.
Go on.
Maybe sorry about it, man, but maybe I'm too passionate about Chelsea, man. I'm telling you, I'm so serious about Chelsea, bro. Look, I can show you my breakfast right there. I don't even eat it from morning. From my when Chelsea lose. I can't eat, bro. I can't. Let me tell you, even my job, I call out from work because of Chelsea, bro. I'm telling you. So maybe I'm too emotional about Chelsea. You understand?
Cornmeal porridge just resting on the side.
And KJ and what's his name? KJ and the other guy. You have another guy there for Manu, man. I just can't wait. Jim and David really don't know to answer you guys because whenever you guys come at Chelsea, I want to be there to heat up you guys, man. I'm crazy about Chelsea, bro. I'm telling you. So you see, even that vibe show that KJ keep. Sometimes I try to get it, man. I just, you guys don't know, man. I'm telling you. I'm crazy when it come on to Chelsea.
Passion.
Crazy
We love a passion merchant.
We love it. Listen, I'm sure KJ will love to have you on his show, and we'll get you one more. Maybe we've got to sort out some mic issues. We're getting a bit of crackling. We can work that out and help you out with that. But I'd love to get you on. I love the way you speak. Listen, everyone who's tuned in today, thank you. We're live after Liverpool versus Everton. So go across. That video is already up and running and waiting. So get yourselves across to that right now. Hit that like button. Bookmark it for later. It's going to be an amazing game. Chelsea won. Southampton won. Hit the like and share button. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Check out Manscaped. There's the little logo. All the information is available in the description below. You get 20% off of all of their product. You can keep your Kiwis nice and bald, nice and fresh for the ladies or gents, whichever your preference may be. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. I know Prime's buying it for our trip to Newcastle.